YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. So we got a video here by Rev Says Desu. Puritans condemn Ironmouse for demonic performance and it backfires horribly. So yeah, Ironmouse had a performance and now people are complaining about it. Let's see what Rev Say Desu has to say.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be looking at more examples of virtue signaling over the type of content people consume, and this time we're going to be focusing on VTubers as well as gaming. Now in a twist today, the outrage is coming from hyper Puritans who are basically saying these things have morally objectionable themes that need to be censored and banned as a result of their own personal beliefs. And oddly enough, this is going to begin with Ironmouse, who is one of the most successful VTubers in the world, who also unfortunately has a very large base of haters who attack her anytime she achieves something like a new milestone or achieves an award or something like that. And
yeah, unfortunately, the hate for Ironmouse is not gonna stop. You know, these are one of those situations where every single time she just needs to ignore all of the hate that comes to her. You know, she can't entertain it because unfortunately that's the price when it comes to fame. You have a lot of people that like you and you have a lot of people that hate you.
Over the past couple of months, the most recent thing has been her vying for the top position of most sub to Twitch streamer of all time with Kai Cenat. She broke his record a few months ago and then he reclaimed it pretty recently.
And yeah, that her breaking the record was my first time hearing about Ironmouse. I am not really familiar with the VTuber scene, but yeah, I'm getting into it.
Throughout that, some of Kai's quote-unquote fans have been attacking Ironmouse for basically messing with their favorite streamer's record, and they're doing it in his name, which is very odd because Ironmouse and Kai get along. They've been nothing but cordial to one another and even did a collab stream recently, but there's another round of nonsense going on involving Ironmouse, and it's even more unhinged than any other time we've seen, and this is a result of the Streamer Awards where she won Best VTuber, which is not surprising at all. But as a part of that whole ceremony, she actually did a performance which many people thought looked really good, and it was also cool to see a VTuber performance at
No, man. Honestly, VTuber performances are so cringe. I kind of watched it. It was hella cringe. Yeah, you know, it's cool seeing them do content and stuff, but guys, performances, put it on the side. Very cringy.
A quote-unquote normie event like a streamer award, okay? But some people were very offended by this, including this user who made possibly tweet of the year here with a clip of that performance saying, "Fans raise concerns after Ironmouse's Streamy Awards performance featured devil horn figures both on stage and in the crowd." Ooh, shiver me timbers. I'm very spooked by what's going on here. But when they say fans, of course, they're not talking about a single Ironmouse fan. They're just saying that to create some outrage in their post. But the responses to this, the moral condemnation of Ironmouse and her model here, would be shared by the usual suspects in the replies saying, "This sad AF for real." This person saying people should raise concerns that anyone watching this person has issues. This person saying, "Are you..."
Man, that is so stupid, you know? Yeah, I know anime is a little bit, anime or anime related things and VTuber and all of these things are kind of, you know, in the realms of evil, but for me it's like, bro, man, if you're worrying about what Ironmouse is doing at a performance, you have too much time on your hands. Like, I don't care. You know, people can do anything they want, you know. If you're worried about this, you got too much time on your hands, you know, for real, for real. And one thing which I gotta say is, dude, we see a lot of satanic, evil references in a lot of shows, in a lot of different type of things, in our music and TV shows and all of that. Why don't we censor those guys? But Ironmouse, as always, you know. But hey, you know, I'm not trying to virtue signal. I watch a lot of anime that has crazy shit, so, you know.
Shocked a guy who pretends to be an anime girl loves Satan, referring to Ironmouse, of course. And then this is one of the weirdest interactions I've ever seen in the replies here. This person saying, "I'll never understand the obsession of VTubers, but whatever makes you happy, I guess." Okay, the guy's doing great. That's really all people ask for when it comes to VTubers or any hobby.
True.
But then this person says, "It's for anime pedophiles." No healthy person watches this stuff. And then the
A lot of people watch this stuff. You would be surprised. A lot of people watch it. I have nothing against VTubers. I love VTubers. It's like a subgenre, or it's like its own kind of unique genre in the same realm of anime. So I have to kind of support it because I'm also an anime content creator. So I cannot ever bash VTubers because we're fighting the same fight at the end of the day.
original poster, who was very reasonable here, then agrees with that, saying, I guess you are right. I mean, I've been watching anime for 15 years, but I guess I grew up in the golden era, Bleach, Naruto, DBZ. Now I watch an anime and I can't even believe my eyes.
Oh my god. So he's telling me Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, all of them do have satanic and Bro, a lot of animes have devil horns, evil, hell, heaven, a lot of symbolism when it comes to religious and all of these things that we figure out as taboo. He's such a hypocrite for naming 3 big shows that if we had to point out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, it's just crazy, man. Naruto has a lot of ecchi. Dragon Ball Z has a lot of ecchi. Bleach has a lot of ecchi symbolism and all of that. It's a dumb conversation at the end of the day. Such a dumb conversation.
Right. So basically, he said, I see your point about anime being for predators, and I consumed it for 15 years, but it was only in the golden age, which is insane, an insane thing to say. But then that other person responds saying it's always been satanic and for pedos. Movies and TV shows in general make you detached from reality. So I'm sure, according
that's the problem which I feel like with anime. Like, people don't understand it. So something that they don't understand, they're gonna diminish it. And that's the one thing which I dislike. It's not made for pedos. It's never been satanic. It has references, but it doesn't clearly state, yes, this is an evil show. A lot of TV shows, a lot of movies, a lot of music are satanic. They're in the realms of it, but it doesn't, how can I put this, man? Media, I guess, if you have to generally play something and you have to start nitpicking the bad things about it, you're gonna of course find what makes a content or product bad. But then to just generalize it all and say that, nah, this is evil and for pedophiles is freaking hypocritical. It's hypocrisy at its best.
to this guy, anything beyond playing with sticks and watching paint dry is demonic and dangerous. And obviously this is a lot of virtue signaling and projection, sure. But it wasn't all people attacking Ironmouse. We also had a lot of people trashing the original poster and what they were trying to do. And you'll find all of those sort of comments in the hidden replies, because the original poster was very triggered by them and decided to hide them. But if you go into the hidden replies, they're getting ratioed by replies like this, saying devil horn figures, my brother in effing Christ. It's an anime VTuber model.
Bro.
And you can see this sort of
Again, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, If you're tweeting about this, it's not that deep, bro. It's whatever for me, especially when it comes to something like this. Dude, we've seen worse. We've seen worse shit done. This is not that deep, bro.
Honestly. Theme throughout all of the posting is this person saying it was very demonic, upside down crosses and everything. Very sad. And the original poster says, especially the first person that performs. Now, they're talking about things being demonic and obviously immoral, what have you. Do you remember anything interesting about this post? Do you notice anything that's out of place? Well, it's this right here. Right down here. Stake. In case you don't know what Stake is, they slap that logo on there, and Stake is a gambling platform. Yes, this person is virtue signaling about a VTuber model being demonic and immoral while they are promoting gambling to thousands of people on their account.
I have no problem with promoting gambling or anything like that, If people want to gamble, we're all grown-ups, we do it. And these platforms are for people that are above the age of 13, I'm assuming. But a lot of people have YouTube accounts. A lot of people have social media accounts. So for me, it's one of those things where I can't really shoot down somebody for promoting steak. It is what it is. If people want to gamble, let them gamble.
Talk about hypocritical. And if you don't know steak, it's literally in this person's profile. They're virtue signaling about demonic things, and then they have a gambling platform in their bio. And if you click on it, you can see world's leading betting platform, Drake approved. Wow, what a stamp of approval. That is very, very important to know that Drake approves of your betting platform.
Drake approved.
But anyways, back to this whole tweet here. You can see it's just very, very bizarre. And we got a very funny ending here where they got not one, but two community notes, a double shot of notes. That is pretty rare to see. Where the first one says, this post contains advertising for steak, an online gambling.
Community notes are the best thing Twitter created. We need this on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. For real, for real.
Platform X's advertising policies prohibit the promotion of gambling. And honestly, I don't feel sorry for any person who gets hit with the note like this for promoting steak, because you will only find steak on the most obnoxious videos. It's not people creating their own content and then slapping the logo on. They're just taking other people's clips
to try and boost. It's all a marketing thing, Yeah, this is all a marketing ploy.
and then regurgitating them for the purpose of slop content and farming ad revenue on Twitter. And when you get hit with a note, you no longer make ad revenue on your post.
Amen.
So that is good to see on steak posts, because anytime you see it, it's typically someone just trying to farm engagement bait. And also, the second note here says, Ironmouse is a demon queen with her devil horns being a prominent design motif in her models, which, duh, right? We all knew that.
Yeah.
But anyways, we would see Ironmouse actually reply and acknowledge this tweet. So imagine making this slop tweet and then
Ironmouse needs to stop addressing any of this. Dude, fuck all of the hate, the shade, all of that. Just live in it, She must just live in all of the hate and all of that. If I was her, you would never hear me say one thing about the hate unless it's too unbearable, Whereas the tweet that it has full,
one of the biggest streamers in the world clowns on you on stream.
The steak clips. Did you guys see that one steak clip where they were like, people are outraged that she's promoting demonic iconography and blah blah, like that demon post, and I'm just like, bitch, I'm literally Satan.
You heard it here, folks. But anyways, we're gonna switch to a different topic now. It is different, but also related to what we've been talking about today so far, and that is people.
Oops. Apologies for the vibration.
Morally virtue signaling about fan service in video games. And this post and several like it would generate a very large debate about fan service in games. Of course, I have to censor.
Fan service in video games. Jeez Louise. Fan service is made for guys. The guys. Who are the people that mostly buy video games? Men. Yes, women buy video games, and you are welcomed in this community. But it's like, again, a lot of video games are made for guys, for them. This is, of course, to be frank, this is the only female interaction some guys have. I'm not saying all guys don't have female interaction, but again, it's made for guys, by guys, So you can't be saying anything about fan service. Fan service is fan service, bro. You can't hate it.
The girl in the shop because she was wearing a bikini and kind of shaking side to side, and this is YouTube, and if I show 1 pixel of that sort of stuff, I'm gonna get nuked into orbit. But anyways, this generated a conversation and a lot of infighting amongst people who generally consider themselves anti-woke or anti-censorship.
Of course, as always, the fight of anti-wokeism.
And I really dislike infighting, and in this situation, I don't want to make it any worse. So when I talk about this, I'm going to just talk generally instead of going after specific posts. I just want to generally talk about some of the things I saw. And generally, I saw a lot of people who, again, normally label themselves as anti-woke and anti-censorship, allow their moral objection of this fan service to extend beyond what they find personally acceptable, to the point where they say onto others, this should be banned and censored, and nobody should have the right to consume this stuff.
That's stupid. Sex sells, basically. Like, we've seen company do this. We've seen big companies do the whole bikini model and all of that. Sex sells. That's a basic marketing thing. And as well, fan service, again, it's made for guys by guys, you know. Gamers are mostly guys, I'm not gonna lie, you know.
And that goes too far. I mean, right off of the bat, there's a lot of hypocrisy. I'm seeing the same
Big
people
hypocrisy.
who played Stellar Blade and criticized the censorship of Eve's outfits, now condemning this and saying this goes too far, it needs to be removed. I saw people who played Grand Theft Auto who criticized Rockstar for removing offensive jokes from that game say this went too far and needs to be removed. And to address the first point that's very important, you are absolutely allowed to have a set of personal morals that drive what you support and what you don't support.
It's Twitter. Honestly, Twitter for me, like, I'm over it. You know, the whole morals debate and all of that. It's Twitter, bro. Come on.
In fact, I think having a strong set of that is very, very important as a person. However, instead of just not playing the game that has these things these people don't like, they allow that personal distaste for fan service like this to go beyond what they personally support or don't support. Now, they want to control and limit the opportunities other people have when it comes to the type of content they can consume when it comes to video games. And that goes too far. I mean, how is that any different than what woke people do? You know, they find something that they find personally offensive or problematic. And
the problem is wokeism in gaming, it's they create a problem that serves themselves so that they can make money to solve the problem. So stupid. But hey, you know, it's smart. I don't hate it. I hate it, but like, you know, I'm not gonna bash it. But yeah, again, like, this is, come on, guys. You know, if you're on Twitter arguing about this stuff, bro, literally go outside and touch some grass. Literally, get off the internet. There's a lot of shit to be doing. Like, for real, for real.
They use that as a justification to ban and censor these things for everyone else. It's basically the flip side of the same coin at this point. And whatever happened to, like, let the market decide, right? Some people laugh at that and they say that's not an effective tool, but I think it is. And I think 2024 has really proven that. Games with undesirable themes, like a woke agenda, for example, have failed very badly because gamers have spoken with their wallet this year. Games like Veilguard and all these other woke titles, they didn't fail because of calls for censorship. No one was trying to...
They failed because they were boring. Besides the wokeism and gender politics, they were boring, you know? Nobody wants to play a boring game. Put money into a boring game. When there was Grand Theft Auto, which was made 13 years ago, that shit is still fun, you know? It's not even about the whole woke stuff. It's just, it's boring. It's so boring. Nobody wants to be preached to or talked down to. We just want to play a game and literally switch off our mind and enjoy escapism, a form of escapism, you know? But hey, you know, some people like it. I'm not going to hate the people that like it. I mean, you like what you like. But again, you know, some of those games which he's mentioned are boring. Simple as that.
Censor Dragon Age the Veilguard. Nobody was trying to ban Concord. Instead, YouTubers and social media users, they came out and said, hey, you see that new title out there, gamer? Before you buy that, let me just tell you a few things about the game, the agenda it's pushing, the quality of the game, the development team who made it, and some of the things that their employees have said on social media that might be disparaging towards people like you. What do you say, gamer? Do you want to support this? And then they speak with their wallet. And a lot of them said, no, I'm not supporting some of this slop in the industry. And hopefully this keeps snowballing to the point where these studios are getting hit so hard financially, they have to listen and start curating their content and getting rid of undesirable traits in the game. Let the market speak for itself. Let gamers speak with their wallet. That is the most efficient way of doing this. And then the final point, the Hail Mary pass of all of this is, they'll say, some of the people who are having objections to this say, but this is different. This is moral objection to something that is dangerous. Fan service.
Whoever said that statement, bro, touch some grass, switch off your phone, bro. Like, for real, for real. That is weird, bro. Like for real, you can't be arguing on Twitter about fan service, guys. Come on.
Is dangerous because
Come
it will
on.
change you negatively as a person. What you're consuming in this game will make you a worse person in real life, which is literally
That's
the
crazy.
fiction effect.
Like that is the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like I've never heard that. Like that's literally narcissism. Legit. We've watched worse. Like we've seen and watched way much worse, guys. Come on.
Reality argument
Come
woke
on.
people have been pushing for a long time to ban things they find problematic. I mean, we've seen woke people get mocked for this, and we've even seen people who are hyper Puritans like Jack Thompson get mocked for this. I'm sure the people who have an issue with this fan service, even they would agree that Jack Thompson is a clown. He was the guy who led a moral crusade about 2 decades ago about violent video games, in particular Grand Theft Auto, where he convinced a bunch of soccer moms that playing games like that were going to turn their children into violent criminals in real life.
And that time, people don't realize Japan is the country with the most, which plays the most video games in the world. How come they are not violent criminals? Come on. I hate when people say that, yo, video games are bad. It's gonna turn them into criminals. No, it won't.
How is that argument any different from what people are saying about fan service turning people into something else in real life?
True.
And I also will point out the overwhelming majority of the people saying this will affect you in real life and it's bad and should be banned
That's crazy.
are the same ones playing games like Grand Theft Auto where they're committing murders and other crimes and other things that would be immoral. But on top of that, this idea of fiction affecting reality, if the content, the fictional content you're consuming affects your actual reality, you have a mental illness. That is just a fact. And the video game industry should not cater to that. We should not stifle creativity.
Oh, if it caters to that, they must go make their own version of the game, and let's see who's gonna buy that game. I'm not the type of person that's gonna say that if people want games like that, please go make those games there, and let's see who's gonna buy those games. I have no objections of people having a game kind of like that where there's no fan service, there's nothing like that. Let's see who's gonna buy that game.
In the video game industry and censor and ban things like fan service because some unwell people might be affected by that. Again, having a moral objection to something like fan service in video games is completely fine. It's completely valid to have some sort of a moral objection to it based on your personal beliefs. But
because sometimes not everybody wants it in their game, and that's fine. Go play another game. Come on. Like, simple as that. If you don't want to play that game, go play another game. Speak with your wallet, not with Twitter, because Twitter is ridiculous.
Don't allow that to make you a hypocrite when it comes to being an anti-censorship advocate. If you're against censorship of video games, you are a hypocrite if you're going after things that you personally don't like and you think it's okay now for those things to be banned. You are basically parroting the same type of logic shared by people who are woke. And I don't think that's okay, and I just don't think it's very productive.
True.
I don't think it's worth all this infighting recently.
We're just killing ourselves, man. One step forward, 2 steps back, There's a lot of worse things to be worried about, like fan service. Come on, bro. There's literally microtransactions. You pay literally we're in a problem where we are paying for a game, but we still have to pay extra after we've purchased the initial game. That's a problem. The microtransactions. We have to purchase a game and pay for more content and more and more and more and more. Fortnite, for example, Grand Theft Auto with the currency. I can mention Call of Duty, NBA 2K. I do not like microtransactions. I feel like gaming should be a place where everybody can experience it. But again, microtransaction is because people will pay it, So yeah.
Over this topic, when I think there's a very reasonable solution to all of that, and it's just to not play what you find offensive in the video game industry.
Simple.
And let the market decide whether or not that sort of stuff should be produced.
Simple.
But for now, that's going to do it for this video all over the...
Simple concepts. Yeah. Hey, dude. Yeah, this whole wokeism and... Man, I don't even know, bro. I hate speaking about these things. I thought it was gonna just speak about Ironmouse, you know. I avoid talking about these things because, man, like, you know, I have no problem with against people which have ideas and ideals of that type of nature. I feel like, you know, if you guys really want a game that caters to you, yeah, I feel like you guys should deserve that. But let's see how many people will buy the game at the same time, you know. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.